you're full of shit, like I said. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to snap at somebody when they ask you a question about abandoning this situation, and you what you ain't, because you created a situation. And this is why we find that the African people that was even there in the Darfur region were being murdered off by the United States and the British as well. So, you know what I'm saying, King Charles or whatever he called himself still got criminal crimes on his shoulder right now that's amounting like a mug, and one day they're going to pay the price for it all. We know that because they have created a situation that will eventually snap back on them. You know what I'm saying? So while we see him asking this question on the media, you know what I'm saying, and we see Creep Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, we see the creepy ass broke back Biden, you know what I'm saying, guys at a reporter guns at the White House reporter on Friday after the reporter shouted a question at the creep. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Want to be cheating ass, going to probably cheat again, but so-called calling himself a president, asking if he no longer supports Israel. But creepy ass, broke back Biden, criminal ass, and his conglomerates, you know what I'm saying, and his administration made it clear to Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu, Benjamin knocking the head jackass Yahoo on Thursday that they need to see need to see concrete steps to bring more into Gaza in order to continue their policy of, you know, saying unfettered support for the war efforts against Hamas. It's not against Hamas. It's against the Palestinian people. That's where the lie is at. Let's just be frank. He's not talking about Hamas, because Hamas probably, Lord knows who they working for from that side in order to keep the conflict going all these years. You know what I'm saying? But when you destroy every single hospital that's in the Gaza Strip and killing and murdering the regular people and people that you say are criminals, and then you lied and say that how many people died on your side, which did not. You know what I'm saying? None of those people probably died. You lied and you create a genocidal attack in order to keep our mind and ourselves away from Russia. You know what I'm saying? Same as we see in all, even with Russia and the bullshit that they're doing there, Joe Biden and his son, while they sit behind the walls of government and sit there and mocking your fucking fees and take your fucking money and pay for your own fucking destruction or aggravation of genocidal behavior across the planet fucking Earth. Let's just be frank. You know what I'm saying? On Thursday, that they need to see a concrete step more into the Gaza. You know, we need to see more of a ceasefire, stop the bullshit, murdering, enslavement, and of any African people or Arab people in Muslim people across the land, period. You know what I'm saying? And the Muslims need to do the same thing. Chill with that shit and bring, if you're going to fight to bring a peace and a settlement that is understandable, that the region is learned to get along with each other, and that the flotation of life continues to go the rightful way and not in this genocidal, non-cynical trap that the Palestinian people, the innocent, regular people have found themselves into. You know what I'm saying? We see Israel quickly, you know, say, fake ass invasion, occupation, you know, quickly, you know, saying, announce new routes for aid to enter. You shouldn't be blocking the aid at all for the regular people. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no rights to be there in the first fucking place. Who gave Netanyahu them the right to move into that region and call it some kind of holy land bowl you crack up in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Of what you call a Bible. So we don't want to hear that nonsense, you know what I'm saying? And Joe Biden should have, no, he's not going to answer your question correctly. And of course he's going to peek and sneak at you like he's some kind of top dog and probably get his people to kill the dude later on, because that's one of their specialties. They love the Democrats love the plumber motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, like Nixon. We see former government lawyer say we need to limit the, we need to limit, the creepy ass president's ability to deploy U.S. troops at home. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But You know what I'm saying? This is coming by the saloon with a little red S and you know, little red in there. You know, see, coming in by. I can't really see his name. It look like Nadika. You know, what I'm saying 2 hours ago Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? We say a bipartisan group of the former national security officials and lawyers is calling for new restrictions on the president's ability to deploy troops on U.S. soil, arguing that existing laws is I guess antiquated and antiquated or whatever, and granted too much power to one person. And that's what I said. You know what I'm saying? Because the branches of military should not be used against the people due to the fact that one person say that by tricking everybody into believing that he won the election fair and square, gets into the seat and brings nothing but tyranny. And even when he's in government base, before he even was a senator, a vice president, or whatever, even before that, was doing a whole bunch of tyranny, sellout, crooked, bipartisan, twisting shit back and forth and all kinds of nonsense for 40-something years that caused 47 years of war, murdering, killing, and bloody murder. You know what I'm saying? One person can do this through the whole career to where we get to where we are today. And we're looking at what we see in the Gaza Strip, Sudan, Ethiopia, and many other parts of Africa. We're using human bones to create some kind of synthetic drug called Kush and all kind of nonsense going on. Did it so? One person, and then pass the baton to another jackass, such as Bush and what we saw with Stink Bama. You know what I'm saying? Up there trying to get traction in the political arena when he no fucking president other than an idiot. Same go for Anthony killing nutcase jackass ways, the same fucking thing. And why would you elect and put these people in any type of power when you know full well and have an investigation as to when they took and have any type of power in the government, behind the government, was doing tyrannical, genocidal, biological attack on the people, but you did nothing about it but sit here and criticize people like me and call it a conspiracy theory and allow the government to censor the words of people like me and many others. I'm not the best at this. There's many others great at what they're saying and have very good points. Why would you censor their comments and what they say because they use a simple word with a V in it that describes the biological attack that you're attacking the people with? Nobody should be censoring nobody, nothing. It doesn't matter what theory they have. You know what I'm saying? And it did not cause any hesitancy because the hesitancy, many people took it. And now you're seeing the damage of what happens in the side effects. Of course, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? They need to give them more the real numbers. They're still faking the numbers as well. You know what I'm saying? And trying to scrupulate the side effects as to say that's what it is. But then when you look around and you see all the different diseases now popping up, and it's popping up 500 million over there and 500 million over here and 500 million back there in that country of grass over there, and so and a new disease come out over here. That tells you what they were doing the whole entire time. So who the fuck do you think you're lying to, motherfucker? Talking about a bipartisan group, you know what I'm saying, former national security officials and lawyers is calling for a new restriction on a president's ability. Yeah, you should have been made that when it came to Creek Cuban and the demon Democrats and any bipartisan Republican that's doing bullshit. A group convened at the invitation of the American Law Institute to examine the insurrection action of 1807, which with the he's trying to say that Donald Trump, which a Donald Trump, he's trying to say that the President Donald Trump has threatened to invoke should he return to the White House. No, he did not say that. And that's wordplay and another lie. No, he's not. What you are invoking in this report is the fact of you scared that Donald Trump get in there, you know what I'm saying? Because the insurrection of 1807 that took place could have been under the same circumstances, even if it came from a Republican infiltrated crooked set of suckers. Or demon Democrats or independents or popular, whatever you want to call it. It could have came from any one of them. Because at the time, the United States was under a complete, probably whitewash. You know what I'm saying? Or bull, like you did all across the land with your Bible and your church and your this and your that and your missions and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that Trump has threatened because should he return to the White House, you know what I'm saying? You know, ostensibly to address what are now the declining rates of crime in major cities. No, it's not declining. Declining because people probably come into their senses, if anything. But at the same time, it's not declining. You still have crime and you still have bullshit going on. So if he comes to the White House and he cleans it up, then what was Creep Joe Biden doing? Shitting it up? Anyway, in the statement, Bob Bauer, who served as served as White House counsel under the Creepy Joe Barack and the Creepy Joe team, Barack Obama, nutcase ass pedophilia talking shit that should have been exiled from our country in the first place, argued that the Insurrection Act itself is poorly drafted and full of vague or obstacle languages, like you like to do, confuse everybody using the language so they don't know what to think. You know what I'm saying? It has, and you control the world, and it has been clear for decades that this, you know what I'm saying, antiquated law needs serious revisation. Oh yes, it needs revisation because when Trump get in there, Trump got to do what Trump got to do. You gonna try to say that he don't have power to do this and power to do that when you send your revolt and the garbage and the fucking purge shit popping. I'm on a feast. You know what I'm saying? You're full of shit in itself. You know what I'm saying? We see, even with Sean Puffy Combs, you know what I'm saying? He up there talking all this different stuff he is doing, and he seems to be on Front Street every time you turn around. You know what I'm saying? But we see Sean Puffy Combs' worst nightmare. You know what I'm saying? Rapper friends are, spitting on and talking about him. Well, he should have expected that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna sit up here and be signing contracts and then you sitting up there doing this and doing that, and we don't know this and we don't have nothing to do with you. You're a performer. You know what I'm saying? That's your job. So whatever you did to get where you going is your business. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it's gonna be for me. You know what I mean? We see reclusive Taliban leader release a mid-message urging officials in this situation. He's urging officials, you know what I'm saying, to set aside their differences. You know what I mean? The Taliban, you know what I'm saying? The supreme leader urges the officials to set aside their differences in all ways. We also see Letitia James and Igorin rejects his Trump 175 in itself lower bond. You know what I'm saying? But when we look at the lower bond in itself, you know what I'm saying, the lower bond should have stand and should not have been rejected. The lower bond should have stood and stand in the court of law, basing that the first set of the original bond was at an impossible rate and exactly boomer high. But we expected Mr. Igor, he's alive, you know what I'm saying, to reject the bond and try to send it back to where it'll put the favor in her hands. He's not fooling anybody with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we know he was going to do that. So that proves the criminal seed that's in the court itself under the deep statical garbagical nonsense in Mr. E. Gore. He is alive. Mr. E. Gore himself. You know what I'm saying? We see, or Gorin or whatever his name is, we see the nonsense in the court because you brought it down and then you rejected it and brought it back up. That's a criminal offense with any judge should be removed from the bench because what it showed a person, it shows a influence. It doesn't show the balance of law, it shows a unbalancedness in the law. And it also shows that he has been infected, you know what I'm saying, by affiliation to the demon democratical, garbagical, devil worship group. So by him doing that, he proved the point that is true. Letitia James and Mr. Igor has an agenda against Donald J. Trump, and he's not getting a fair trial in any shape or form. Furthermore, he should not have had to go to trial for something that probably Mr. Igor and himself and Letitia James need to show us their tax statement, their investments, and all the different things that they did so we could see what kind of money they've been stealing as well, since you wanted to say it was Trump. Because you and how you have probably inflated this and did this and did that. You probably did all that criminal shit themselves, but only saying that Trump's the only one that did it. And you know full well that is bullshit because you still haven't proved to me that you are on a fair trial in any shape or form based on the law or whatever lawsuit you brought against Donald J. Trump. It just shows your affiliation with the deep state, the criminal bullshit, you and the teacher LGBTQ ass, and doing bullshit in our country in order to stop a great man from completing the job in which the United States needs to see happen at this time. You're full of shit. Anyway, we see here where the Taliban reluctant supreme leader, you know, seeing again, Buddha, whatever his name is, you know, urge. I'm not going to even pronounce your name, bro. You urge the officials to set aside their differences, you know what I'm saying, and serve serve the Afghans properly according to written statement released Saturday ahead of the admit. I guess it al Fizz, whatever, I don't know, holiday marking the end of Ramadan. Yeah, ahead of the holiday ending Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? Public dissent within the Taliban is rare, but senior figures have expressed their disagreement with, in more ways than one, with leadership decisions making, especially the bans on female education. I think is one of the most stupidest things I've ever heard out of any group of people. You know what I'm saying? About any group of people. Any group of leadership that will ban education for women doesn't make any sense. And you know you need to look at that leadership sideways and know that they're crooked before they took it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's what we see. You know what I mean? In more ways than one. We see a lot of nonsense that have been inflicting the people for years. You know what I'm saying? For years. You know? We see evolutionary physicist study finds bacterial, finds, what are you talking about? But radicals or whatever individuals are some bullshit. Let's see what he's talking about in himself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Breathe more positive because the spectrum of culture positive because the culture. well, the three main people he's talking about is by, what he said, by radical or whatever individuals are perceived more positive across the culture. Now, when he said more positive across the culture, he showed a white boy, he showed a Chinese, and he showed some other race of people. You know what I'm saying? In itself, you know what I'm saying? That don't prove that that's just whitewashing as usual. We have a lot of positive black people as well, and a lot of other race of people besides the white boy, the Chinese, and all type of other nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Researchers published a journal, some revolution provides evidence of this biological people over a view more positive than the mono monoradical counterpart. The potential due to the historical genetic implications of their ancestry. This study conducted in both the U.S. and China found that the radical individuals were perceived more attractive, trustworthy, and intelligent, and likely to be successful. No, that ain't have nothing to do with it. It has to do with holding people down, criminally bringing up your laws and different things to make sure that they don't be successful, putting drugs in their neighborhood, doing everything you possibly can to destroy people in itself, while you sit up there and blame everyone and say that you're the best. So you're full of shit then, just like you're full of shit now. And ain't nobody gonna go for that. You know what I'm saying? We see the mega prophet, the eclipse is a warning to report. You know what I'm saying? We see a whole lot about this eclipse. We see people are complaining the eclipse is making them sick, causing this, causing that. Well, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's on you, because you should have understood what we told you. We got a bite here. Many are complaining about the eclipse is making them sick, causing headaches and insomnia. This is coming in by, I guess, Bro Bible. Bro Bible, okay. You know what I'm saying? But we see some people on social media claiming that the total solar eclipse of April 8th is causing them to suffer strange symptoms like feeling sick, having headaches, and suffering from insomnia. Okay. All right. In the U.S., you know what I'm saying, the 100% in the United States, the 100% total solar eclipse will begin in Texas at 1:27 p.m. local time, Eastern, local time, and will end in Maine at 3:35 local time. Also, you know what I'm saying? It will last approximately 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Yeah, that's enough time for the power. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why people are getting all upset about this. For the rest of the nation located outside the path of the total totality, you know what I'm saying, people will be able to view various degrees of a partial eclipse. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one. So, you just got to deal with whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? We more interested in straightening out a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We see first Jesus Christ. Now Donald Trump compares himself to the great black man, Nelson Mandela. You know what I'm saying? Nelson Mandela was great in one way, and then he lost it in another because he had been infected probably over his experience in time. So don't come telling me that Trump is thing, because what Nelson Mandela tried to do for South Africa, he did succeed in one way, and he did break the chains in another. So we know for well that, you know what I'm saying, but what he did, based on even when it comes to Winnie Mandela You know what I'm saying? The goddess herself was not fair in any shape or form, and we could see that he was manipulated or probably even changed in jail where they did something to him. And when he came out, he come agreeing alongside with the beast of the Dutch people who have been in South Africa doing garbage for years and needed to be removed completely. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't care who he compares himself to. Both men are great. They have their great time, and one is still here fighting for you in all ways, but you just can't see it. You too bent on what the Democrats are telling you, so you don't see what needs to be done, or you're not putting forward a candidate that will do what needs to be done in its full righteous manner. You know what I'm saying? When we look at even the same thing